All right, we are here at Vise.
Yes.
Long time company in the industry. Really has led in innovation. A lot of new ideas, new markets have come from Vise and Nakashima. So we're going to start off with the tapes.
Yeah.
There's a ton of tapes on the market for consumers. I got Josh Tajiri here. Check out his channel.
Hey.
He's got ball reviews, but Vise product specialist and a pro shop operator.
Yep.
So he can talk to us in multiple languages. Go through the tapes with us. How should consumers think about tapes if they don't use any? What are the most popular ones, and what's the difference between all of them?
Okay, so first we'll start off with the finger tapes. So we've got Bioskin Blue, Bioskin Silver, Bioskin Ultra. I kind of categorize these three into one type of tape. You're normally using one or the other. And the differences between the three is that the Ultra is probably the most tackiest. It's probably the most tackiest. It's the most thickest out of the three, and they're all different colors. So this is the white one, blue, and silver. Differences between the blue and the silver, there's a little bit of a texture difference. The silver is a little bit more of a slipperier, and the blue has a little bit more tacky. So I kind of put the blue as the base. If you're using finger tape and you kind of just want to start off, I'd probably recommend starting off with the blue one. And if you're feeling you want to get a different feel, something a little bit faster getting off of your fingers, probably go with the silver tape. And if you're looking for something a little bit more thicker and more tackier, then you're gonna want to go with the Bioskin Ultra, which is this one.
Do you guys find that this is a product at all for two-handers that stick a lot of finger in the ball? Do they go no grips with the Bioskin, or is this typically a product that you see for people with their thumb in more so?
I've seen it on both, and I've actually seen a lot of players use this on their pointer finger. Because of the extra tackiness, it allows them to get a better grip when they're securing the ball. I personally, sometimes I've used it on my middle finger and places when I go to drier places where I feel like my finger's just flying out of the ball. And if I even if I have a cut, and I'll use the blue one. But if I need that tackiness, then I'll go to the white one. So my go-to personally is the blue and the white one. Okay. And then if I want to get some tackiness, like as far as holding onto the ball itself, I'll wrap it around my finger, my pointer finger, and I have seen a lot of players do that as well.
Okay, when you use it yourself, do you have an issue with getting into the grip, or do you use like a vacuum grip, or how do you handle that? Like, does the grip get too tight once you put tape on there?
It does get a little bit tight, so I do recommend going either a half a size up or a full size up, or if you're doing a vacuum grip, then that will allow that expanding. And that's probably what I would recommend, but if a customer does not want to go through the vacuum insert, then I would recommend sizing up on grips.
Okay, great, cool. Tell us about the rest of the tapes.
Yeah, so now we got these other tapes right here. This is a semi-new product, a Terra Pro. A lot of people in Asia use this, so we kind of brought this over. It's just a little different. So instead of covering your finger this way, you kind of wrap your finger around this way. It is thicker than the Bioskins, so you're gonna have to really size up on your inserts, probably 1.5 to maybe even 2 times the amount, and it gives a different texture than any of these tapes. You can see it right here. It's kind of meshy, so it's a much different feel. We just wanted to bring something that gives a different feel than any other of the other tapes.
Sure.
And this is our most common, the NT tape.
Yeah, I feel like West
the NT,
Malat.
yeah, this is the one that West Malat made famous.
Popular, yeah.
So this is our bread and butter. This is a little bit thicker than the Bioskins. So I would recommend going a full size up in grip on this one.
If you go with that. And that's a little bit more slick because it's like a fabric,
yes,
right?
Yes. It doesn't have that tackiness, but it does expand and it does stretch pretty well.
Right.
And these are original thumb tape rolls. These you just cut to fit however you want. This is the one that actually D-Ron uses. This is his favorite tape, swears by it. Then now we're getting to the Hada patches.
Yep.
So Hada patches, they come in 3 different sizes: a 1 inch, 3/4, and a half. I don't believe we got the half in stock, but what I recommend is looking at the person's thumb, seeing how long it is, as wide as it is. And most common is 1 inch. For women, I normally recommend the 3/4. And some people use it on the back of their fingers. Sometimes I do that, like when my cuticles start bleeding, I'll have like a 1/2 inch and I'll just put it on the back.
Cool.
Yep.
That's
So
great.
there's different sizes. And if you want to know the differences between them, I'll run through a couple just so you can
Sure,
kind of
yeah,
see.
please do.
So the blue is kind of the base Hada patch. It's on a thicker side. I'd probably say it's right in the middle. So it's not super thin and it's not super thick. It's kind of right in the middle. If you want to go a step up from that, then we got the red. Then from a step up from that, as far as thickness, then we have the 3. And then the thinnest is the gray, which is the 4. Then we created these logo tapes, and these logo tapes compared to the regular Hadas, it has a texture built into it.
Yeah.
And the differences between the 3 logos on the textures is that the 1 has the most texture, and the 3 is the smoothest. So it's got some texture, just not that much.
Sure. No, I think this is great. So for consumers, I think a takeaway is we've been talking a lot about having different options. A lot of the times when consumers have fit issues or they want to get their fit dialed in, they're only thinking through the lens of hole size, hole shape, pitch, span, but don't forget about texture. So whether you're talking thumb, there's a lot of different textures here, different sizes. Not only can you change the texture of the tape, but you can also change the texture of the hole. And then even on the finger side, like he was saying, there's all kinds of different textures on the finger, and you can also change the texture in the hole, like we mentioned in previous booths with the grip texture, going vacuum, going not vacuum, going no grips. So if you're really looking to dial in your fit, don't forget about texture. Lots of different options from Vise. So now we'll go check out ball maintenance.
All right, let's go.
So just to keep texture in mind, the other thing that wasn't over there are the field tapes. So tell us about the field tapes and how that even adds another layer of different textures you can get inside the hole.
Yeah, so we have the field tapes here. The ones we have on display are the 3/4 and the 1 inch. So like we were talking about earlier, the width of your thumb with the Hada patches also make a difference on the field tapes. So we have these displays here. As you can see, they're different colors, ranging from gray to orange, but most importantly, you want to look at the numbers, 1 through 8. 1 meaning the quickest and the slickest, and 8 meaning the slowest and the tackiest. So if you're looking for something right in the middle, we probably recommend the 4 or 5. Most common, they actually just use the 3, the white. That's kind of the most general, closest to the original white tape that we had previously.
Cool.
If you're looking for, oh sorry.
It's okay, go ahead.
If you're looking for something in the front part of your thumb and you want tackiness, I'd probably stick with the 5 through 8 range. And some people who like to put tape on the back of their thumb, I really wouldn't recommend going up here because that'll create a lot of drag and a lot of friction.
Sure.
So I would actually recommend using a 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about Vise's ball maintenance options.
Okay, so first we got the sanding pads. So our sanding pads are a little different than the other sanding pads out on the market right now. They are a little bit thicker, and when you put water on them, they do not absorb and they run off. So it allows the water to stay on the ball more so it doesn't create as much friction. And these sanding pads last 2 to 3 times longer than an Abralon pad. And they come in from 180 grit all the way to 4,000. We have tested this on a surface scanner and they do run pretty true to grit. If not, they run a little bit more coarser. Next we got here, these are our compound polish and slip agent. So compound is closest to like balls that come compound out of the manufacturer. This is our version of our Vise compound. Put on a ball spinner, put some water on it, and you can get it shiny by also giving it the tackiness as well. Then we got the polish. Polish here makes your ball go a little bit longer and snap a little bit harder. And if you're looking for something that's gonna go really far down the lane, you're bowling on something that's very dry, high friction surface, put some slip agent, and that'll get your ball to go longer and a little bit straighter as well, kind of take the hook out of it. And we got it in the small versions and the bigger versions as well. We got our 2 cleaners here, our Vise cleaner in a spray form and in a foam cleaner form. They are both made out of the same I can't think right now. Same, yeah, there you go. They're made out of the same solution. Just one's in a cleaner form, one's in a spray form and one's in a foam form. So whatever your preference is, they both work the same.
Okay, cool.
Then we got our chamois here. We got our Wow chamois here. There's different versions of chamois, comes in multiple different colors.
Perfect, and we were also mentioning at the Turbo booth that, so make sure consumers know that they have different options in terms of plugging, that it doesn't always have to be 2-3 day job if you're really in a hurry, that there are quick plug options like CS Hybrid here.
Yep.
From a Pro Shop standpoint, when do you suggest regular plug versus quick plug? So that way if customers have never heard of it before, they know when to use each.
Yeah, so normally what we do is if someone wants to come in and they want a full plug down, a full plug on their ball, I would recommend using your regular standard plug. If you want something, and a customer's like, hey, I'm bowling a tournament tomorrow, and I just made a pitch change and I got 3 balls.
Yeah.
But I don't have the money to buy 3 balls.
Yeah.
I'll be like, well, I got something for you. I can see us hybrid. I can get this to you in the next 2 hours. Then that's kind of when I recommend doing that. Or if you're doing a pitch change, or just plugging the fingers, or just like a thumb, or even a weight hole, that's when I recommend something quick. But if you're doing something, like the whole ball, I'd recommend using a standard plug. But if you want something quick or something small that's not going to use as much material,
Sure.
then I'd stick with the CS Hybrid.
Cool. Perfect. Well, thanks for running us through all the Vise product, Josh. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Craig. Good to
If
see you.
for some odd reason you guys haven't seen them yet, check out Tajiri's ball reviews. We do ball reviews as well, but always great, again, to get different options, different perspectives on the same equipment. Josh, thanks, man.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Craig.
you.